What up, Isha Botiba and Reaction to Days Makes of Money. So I keep hearing this story from different sources as well as a couple episodes of Digging the Greats. So I feel like maybe finally react to this well too. So the title is Which Version of Juice is Original? So it's been said and might have been officially confirmed that the sound that Juicy sound that for Biggie's first hit song Juicy, the sample sound, all that was not made by Diddy or wherever Diddy used to help produce it. It was originally by Pete Rock. It's a lot going on with that still around, and unfortunately, some people are not surprised because how we now know how bad a person Diddy, how person bit Diddy is, whether you knew, were you shocked now like myself, or you knew all the time because you had the insight, or you just wasn't, you was too cool for school to be cool with Diddy and all that was ever. Either way, it's not surprising now. Other than that, though, we're gonna take a deep look at this with Brandon. I finally got his name out while thinking about it. Brandon Shaw to check this out. Let's get it.
On September 13th, 1994, the Notorious B.I.G. released his debut album, Ready to Die. The first single was the song Juicy, which has remained one of his most famous songs. It's easy to see why. Biggie's flow is smooth, the beat is classic, but the story behind this beat is kind of messed up, and I'm conflicted about it. Today, we're gonna get into Biggie's flow on this song, what makes it so good, the production behind it, both the album version and the remix. Remix, I'm gonna put in quotes, you'll see why. The stolen sample and the story behind it. Let's go. So before we get into the controversy around this beat, let's talk about Biggie's flow. Throughout other videos on this channel, we've talked about other rappers' flows, like Big Boy and Andre 3000, how they sort of like floated above the train. That was the metaphor in that one. You remember that? The train, of course, being the beat, and they're playing with their placement of it, rapping super fast on top of it. Mos Def and Talib Kweli's contrasting rhyming styles with Black Star, and MF Doom's incredible ability to rhyme whole phrases back to back.
Yeah.
But Biggie's known for his smoothness. That means not only does he sound relaxed in his vocal delivery, but also it's really interesting to look at where he places the rhymes. So let's take a look at the beginning of the song. I'll isolate the vocal and we'll walk through it.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
So right out of the gate, we got this famous line, but I want you to notice a couple things. The primary
Yes, I feel like I'm still still haunted by not know people getting on you for not knowing the lyrics of Juicy from the episode of Making the Man. You remember he got on a case for that. He got on case for that. Yeah, I still got flashback of that, so I try my best to know the song word for word.
rhyme sound there is E, as in dream, magazine, limousine. But where the rhyme lands on the beat gets later each time. Check us out.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Later each time with that rhyme. It's smooth, but it keeps you on your toes. Let's keep going.
Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Marley Marl.
Same device here. The word Marl comes a little bit later than Wall did. Plus we have the alliterations of Mr. Magic Marley Marl. Let's keep going.
I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock.
Same method here. I love the phrase tape rock till my tape popped. The flow feels great.
I gotta look into more of Brandon his others aside from the breakdown, because one, he's like a cool DJ, and he probably gonna produce good producer. I mean, he already has a good position. See the bass. If you see his videos, he's good with the bass. So yes.
Also, private stock comes a little later than Popped did in relation to the beat, but then
way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match.
This phrase is incredible because none of those rhymes land squarely on the beat at all. Way back comes before the beat, black and lumberjack kind of dance around it, and then hat to match ends early before the rest of the phrase is complete on the beat. Basically, he's playing with the beat. He's sort of dancing around it. It's super smooth, and it's not necessarily landing in the exact spot you would think every time. Not on the same beat every time. He's changing not only from rhyme to rhyme where it is, but then line to line. It's all over, but it feels so smooth. And then you add the beat underneath, that smooth groove, and it ties it all together. But this beat, I mean, once you hear the original sample, let me just show you. Here's the beat for Juicy by Notorious B.I.G. And here's the sample that was used. This is Juicy Fruit by Mtume from 1983, specifically the Fruity instrumental mix. All right, here's the intro. Great, here's some drums, ready? What about maybe some bass? I don't know. The point is, that's just full sections of the song that are lifted and then rearranged, and then they added some kicks and snares. Basically, Biggie's just rapping over the instrumental to Juicy Fruit. This song was produced by Trackmasters and Puff Daddy, which, yes, every caveat and asterisk in the world for Puff Daddy, Puffy, Diddy, whatever you want to call him.
Trackmasters, by the way, yeah. I was trying to remember who's like, who was along with Diddy, since you know a lot of people. And even when my videos out that Diddy wasn't really did the producing, he just gave the idea. He paid for the samples and all that stuff. But at the same time, he put his name on the credit while along with the other producers who did it. So yeah.
Especially in 2024. But the story of the production of this song, according to Poke of the Trackmasters, is dead simple. Quote, Puff said, yo, Juicy Fruit is a hot record to jack. Okay, I went home, we put the shit together, came back to the studio, Biggie rhymed, and that was it. That's the whole story. Straightforward, almost as straightforward as the beat itself. But for Poke, this was his experience. But for Pete Rock, he had a completely different experience. As Pete Rock explained, I did the original version. Didn't get credit for it. They came to my house, heard the beat going on the drum machine. It's the same story. You come downstairs in my crib, you hear music. He heard that shit, and the next thing you know, it comes out. They had me do a remix, but I tell people, and I will fight it to the end, that I did the original version of that. I'm not mad at anybody, I just want the correct credit. So when Puff Daddy told Poke that this Juicy Fruit and Mtume record was a great record to sample, that's why. He was just over at Pete Rock's house, heard it, and went, great, we're just gonna take that. And here's the most annoying part. Pete Rock's version is great. Maybe better than the version that's on the album. I don't know. It's relatively simple, right? They lifted sections of the record, added a couple kicks and snares. But the Pete Rock version... So I remade this in Ableton. If you're in the producers tier on Patreon, you can go download this right now. But this top one, this is the Pete Rock version. But let me show you what he did, basically. We got that same Juicy Fruit instrumental remix. This orange highlighted section, this is the section he used. Let's listen to it. Just that much right there. So I've taken that and copied it down here several times. I had to pitch this down 24 cents to get it to fit to the grid here. Also, it sounds like it's been pitched just a little bit on the Pete Rock version, but we got that as a loop. We're also pulling that bass slap from the Juicy Fruit song. Ah, yeah. But then we got a drum sample. Check this out. All right, so I'm gonna chop up that section. Here's the kick, here's the snare, hi-hat with a kick at the end. Here we go.
Got skills.
Add a little sub bass in there with that bass slap. Put it all together. Check it out.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
Yo.
I let my tape rock till my tape pop.
Yeah.
Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock.
But this story gets even more complicated. I'm just going to play this record. The song is called Big Daddy, and it's by an artist named Notorious B1, and it was released in 1993.
make sure I am. I want to make sure I ain't react to this. Right? I feel like I saw this something like that already. Did I? Did not. No, okay, I did not. Maybe I either that or so it wasn't that. Maybe it's because of my good friend DJ Furio might have broke this down. Maybe I think that was the case. My boyfriend DJ Furio broke it down, or I heard it somewhere on another page. I'm trying to remember, but yes. So this I didn't hear this one. I think I heard something about that, like another artist use that sample too. So yeah, whew, a lot. It's crazy how a lot going around right there. Not to mention DJ Furio did point out something about Noiba Nation with OPP. So yeah, that was interesting too.
When it comes to raps, I guess I'm a OG, cause I am original, known as a criminal. If I was an Indian, I would be a Seminole. But I'm black, yes I'm black, I'm an African. When I bust a rhyme, you can't wait to hear me rap again.
A hot record to Jack, indeed. Okay, so here's what we know. In 1992, Biggie was known as Biggie Smalls, but due to a lawsuit over the name, he had to change it. In 1993, a rapper from Mississippi named Notorious B.I. released his single called Big Daddy. It samples Juicy Fruit by Mtume. And then in 1994, the Notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls, released his debut album, Ready to Die, which features the song Big Papa, as well as the song Juicy, that also samples Juicy Fruit, and even includes the line,
From the Mississippi down to the East Coast.
from the Mississippi down to the East Coast. Notorious B.I., of course, being from Mississippi. I'm torn because I love this Pete Rock version of the song, but it's technically labeled as the remix, even though it's the original version. I think it's a better beat, it's a better groove overall. You got some more interesting sampling happening, and it's really messed up that they just basically jacked this from him. But at the same time, it's a classic Biggie song. The groove on the album version is so smooth and feels so good and matches his vocal so well, even if there's not a whole lot of production behind it. But did Biggie steal his whole thing from Notorious B.I.? Biggie's got his own skill, smooth flow, but Puff is jacking things left and right. I don't think Pete Rock stole this beat from Notorious B.I. He sampled the same song, but he did his own thing, as we already looked at. But either way you look at it, Puff stole this beat, either from Pete Rock or Notorious B.I. This was a massive
Guilty. That man's guilty. Stop. Shout out to D.D. Conway as well too. I mean, for record, I would do the News Lewis real villain from movie villain, but I have not got to see Sinner yet. I tell you, there's a reason why. It's not because of me, because if I gotta find a way to go on my own or I watch a bootleg because my wife don't like horror films. That's the only reason. Other than that, let's keep going. Knock out the
hit for
subject.
Biggie, hitting #1 on the Hot Rap Singles chart on Billboard. A couple years prior, Pete Rock had just produced the song They Reminisce Over You, which is another hip-hop classic.
Yep.
And that is the story of not only paying a tribute to their dear friend who had passed, but also looking into Pete Rock's production, the evolution of his style, and how that would inform the rest of the 90s. Beyond that, it's incredible, and it's all right here.
Yep. You always do that, y'all. Shit. Shout out to Brandon on this one, though. Yeah, this definitely gets you thinking a little bit, for real, though. Like, whew. Gotta tell you, man, sometimes you kind of low-key hate hearing what goes behind the scenes in the music industry, because you don't want to feel disappointed, but at the same time, it's something good to know, so you won't feel like you're supporting something that's you think is good, but really not good. So yeah. But other than that, though, this was a good little video from digging the greats with Brandon Shaw. But other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.